Hello YouTube, it's the Bandit Monkey here. Bring you guys a Skull Servant deck profile. I feel that this deck warrants profiling just because of how much fun it is. It's not competitive, like let's not kid anyone. However, there's not very many decks we can actually like attack with two monsters that have 10,000 attack points. Like if one essentially flips shit every time you summon a monster. So it's very entertaining. It's relatively cheap, especially now that Mathematician's been reprinted. There's no money cards, and I mean Karma Cut notably. If there's really no money cards, you can check this out. I guess you could play shit like Crush Card Virus. And this I don't like. It just occurred to me. The extra deck is essentially free. Like you can just put whatever the hell you want. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So first you got the three King of the Skull Servants. Um, yeah, this gives 1,000 attack points for every Skull Servant you have in your graveyard, and that number increases very fast. So obviously three of them just kind of lets you win. Three basic vanilla Skull Servant. I guess it's the least good out of all of them. It's definitely the one you don't want to draw. But yeah, I mean, what the hell? Worst case scenario, you can just discard it. Then you got three Lady in Wight. It's a good card, notably because of the defense stats. And its effect is that as long as it's face up on the field, other zombie type, what is it? Level 1 zombie type monsters you control cannot be affected by spells or traps or destroy the battle. So it like I guess it just lets OTKs go through. And the other interesting thing is that you can special summon it with this, which you play three of. You can discard this from your hand to either target a Skull Servant you have banished and bring it back to the graveyard, or you can discard it from your hand to special summon a Lady in Wight or a King of the Skull Servants from the banished zone. So the card's really good. It definitely warrants playing three of. And then the card that really made the deck happen, basically, is what is it? Prince of the Skull Servants. I don't even remember its English name. What the hell? White Prince. White Prince. And what it does is that when it's sent to the graveyard, full stop, so it never misses timing. You can send two. Well, you have to send one Lady in White and one Skull Servant from your deck to your graveyard, which like explains why you're playing three of each. Then it has a second effect, if that wasn't good enough. You can banish this plus two other Skull Servants, because like all the other Skull Servants get their name changed to Skull Servant, as long as they're in the graveyard. You can banish this plus two others from the graveyard, special summon the King of the Skull Servants from the deck, which is pretty fucking unfair. And after you do that, like you send them back to the grave with this, and all of a sudden you win the game for no apparent reason. So yeah, that's the Skull Servant engine itself. You play three of everything. And yeah, and then the support Mathematician, Foolish Burial. You just dump this, and then this dumps another two, and you're already at 3,000 attack points, which is absolutely massive. Like, Burning Abyss don't main deck anything higher than 3,000, so that already gives you a huge edge. Then you play one Glow Bulb. The synchro plays are real. Like, it's not even funny. This card really helps, just helps makes plays. If you have a, what's it called, one of these on the field, and then like you summon this, you can synchro into Formula Synchron, and then you also get the effect that melts. It's pretty crazy. Then you get the Shadol Dragon. I mean, you're playing Mathematician. Nobody really expects this, and it's a good beater, 1900. Helps with TKs, I guess. And that's it for the monster count. Then you got 3 Zombie World. The interest behind this is that it gives you a sporting chance against stuff like Cleaveworth, because monsters cannot be tribute summoned except zombie type monsters. It's also hilarious against Bujin because like all the Bujingis require a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster, and this just shuts down the entire deck. But the main reason you're playing 3 is because of this, Book of Life. It's essentially Monster Reborn plus DD Crow. You have to banish a monster from the opponent's graveyard to special summon a zombie from your graveyard. And the fact that like everything becomes zombie means that you can just toolbox into anything basically. Then you're playing a few one-ofs. Return from the different dimension, Burial from the different dimension is absolutely insane in this deck because like all of a sudden it was sitting at 3,000 and then all of a sudden it's at 6,000. You can bring out another one. This is absolutely crazy. Allure of Darkness, banishing a king of the Skull Servants and then bringing it back with White Mare is absolutely nuts. So yeah, one Dragon Mare. I'll get to this later. 1-for-1 and Foolish Burial. 1-for-1's amazing, obviously. They're all level 1s, well, the ones you want to special summon anyway. Then Foolish, for the obvious reasons. Then we got the 3 Needlebug Nest, which I guess is the money card of the deck. It's like $5. I mean, it could be worse. Uh, yeah, the card doesn't really need introduction. Send the top 5 cards of the deck to the graveyard, full stop. Then you got 3 Phoenix Wing Blasts. Yeah, there's just good removal, I guess. Uh, there's some things that the deck can't really deal with, like essentially monsters that negate effects or like skill drain and shit. The fact that skill drains at 1 kind of indirectly helps this deck, um, because you just really can't deal with effect negation, and this, I mean, this just kind of helps. Then you got the 2 Karma Cut as well. This is just there because negation, removal. It's not as good as Wing Blast, but like I guess it just deals with the threat permanently. And then you're playing the 1 Fiend Comedian. This card is so fucking old. Like it's is it Labyrinth of Nightmare? Yeah, no, Labyrinth of Darkness? Yeah, okay. Uh, you basically play heads or tails, and if you call it right, you banish every card in your opponent's graveyard, and if you call it wrong, you send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of cards that your opponent has in their graveyard. So it's essentially a win-win. Either you destroy their graveyard completely, or you mill a shit ton. Especially late game, like this card's amazing. I guess when you're playing something like Lightsworn, you gotta be careful not to deck yourself out. But just off of that, it can basically be like a win condition. It's kind of dumb. That's it for the main deck. As for the extra deck you're playing, 1 Draconegro. Uh, yeah, it's just Draconegro, guys. It's the reason you're playing Dragon Mirror. It's alright. The fact that it reduces the attack of a monster to 0 is pretty funny, because like then you can just fuck it up with the King of the Skull Servants. That's the only fusion you bother playing. Then there's Formula Synchron. It's just a good card, I guess. Closaless, it's shit. Like it's absolutely fucking horrible. Armory Arm, it can win games. The fact that then it inflicts burn damage means that like usually if you have a King of the Skull Servants, it's like 6,000, which happens very often. This card plus that usually just wins you the game right there. Balmung, it's alright. I pretty much never make this. Samsara, again, never make this. Catastor, essentially Armades is in my outer deck, so yeah, this gets here. I would definitely switch it around for Armades though. I guess the card itself's alright, but like, yeah, with Burning Abyss running rampant, this is not the best thing. Slacker Magician's absolutely fucking amazing. Most decks just don't really have an out to it because, well, they have to attack twice and shit. They have to make weird overextending plays just to be able to get this little piece, just to get over this piece of shit. Once a turn, it can't be destroyed by battle. It's 2 level 1s, which is piss easy for this deck. And once per turn, if an effect targets this card, you can detach an this material to destroy it and negate the effect. So yeah, it really helps. Baby Triagon, 3 level 1s, which is shit. Like if it was 2 level 1s, it'd be so fucking good. But no, 3 level 1s. Detach an this material target a monster you control, it can attack directly. So yeah, all of a sudden 8,000 directly is nice. Ghost Trick Delan. It lets you detach a level 1, which is nice because like White Prince and shit. It's alright. Like basically there are no decent generic level 1s except this thing. I mean, this thing's amazing, don't get me wrong, but like there's really nothing else. Fortune Tune, never make this, and mains practically never make this. And equipped, it's alright. Like if you fear that the opponent has Mirror Force or some shit, you just play that. And the 1 Alucard. Yeah, I guess this is the most defensive option out of the 3. Again, like there's not really any big rank 3s. Like you can't really play what's his face, Acid Golem, because like you don't really have an out in case it stays stuck on the field. So yeah, like this is the most offensive option you have. You could play Leviathan Dragon, but whatever. Then you have Down Earth Magician. Yeah, this practically never make this, but the card itself is good in theory. Yeah, that's the deck, guys. It's a full 15 card extra deck, obviously. The deck's extremely explosive, and essentially, if the opponent leaves you with an open field or like with 1 monster, you can just fuck them up in no time at all. If you do have an absolute shit Necros matchup, you have a mediocre Burning Abyss matchup, and you have a fairly good Cleave matchup now that fucking Vanity's Emptiness is gone. Skill Drain more than Vanity's. But other than that, yeah, that's the deck. It's fun as hell, and it's really, really, really cheap. And so, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. The Banana Monkey out.